Welcome back, everyone, to another casted game of Age of Empires 4, where today, on the map Carmel, we're going to be seeing Dark Templar play as the Knights Templar. And on the left side of the map, we're going to be seeing John Cena play as the Rus. And the only reason this game is happening today is because of our comment of the day, which comes from user Zachary, who says, been watching all of your content as a new AoE4 player, been loving these casting vids, watched most of them multiple times, great casting, great energy, been loving the Rus lately. If you wouldn't mind casting more of that, otherwise keep them coming. Hey, thank you so much, Zachary, for your comment. I really freaking appreciate it, and it means a lot that you are watching those videos so much. I cannot tell you how much that means. And we do have a Rus game for you today, and hopefully John Cena does a great job with this civilization. I cannot believe that John Cena is in this game. He seems too famous to be playing Age of Empires, but there's no way that this is a fake John Cena. Nobody on the internet would ever lie. This is the real John Cena, 100%. We are seeing a second scout run out for the Rus player. They can produce scouts out of these hunting cabins. That second scout is out on the way, and I wonder if they are going to go for pro scouts today, since they're already making multiple scouts. And I assume after they get their age up that they are going to get those professional scout upgrades here. The Knights Templar player just doing a standard build opener over here. 6 on food, 2 on gold, and then you start putting everybody else on wood because you have a bonus food production from wood gathering. Each player has like a mini set of deer on either side. There's like 3 deer by their base. Dark Templar player now going for stone. I do think this means that they are going to start working on a second TC pretty soon. And where do we think they're going to put their second TC? So if I was playing this game right now, I would put the second TC right here in between the deer and the wood line. I do always love just securing a wood line with a TC because you do get that extra food from gathering wood with the Knights Templar. And we are getting that age up from the Rus player immediately. What's really cool about this Rus play here is they had 0 villagers on gold this entire time. There's no mining camp on that gold. They are purely getting gold from these hunting cabins. The age up they are going with is the Golden Gate, which works kind of like a market, except that you can't build traders. You can just trade resources there at a boosted rate compared to normal traders. So you get a better trade offer on those resources. Stone villagers at work over here, beginning to gather that 300 stone they need for that second TC. And the Knights Hospitalier age up is coming through. This is going to boost the movement speed of villagers, give them a little bit of extra health, and also boost the healing, while also unlocking a unique unit, a Hospitalier Knight, to help out with some healing in the Feudal Age. This age up over here, the Golden Gate, is almost completed, and I am very curious what resources they're going to be trading today. I'm going to have to try to keep an eye on what resources they are trading at this Golden Gate. While also, what's really cool about this map is that there are 5 relics in the center. A lot of maps will have 1 relic right next to either player's base, so I'm excited to see these players fight over the 5 relics in the center of the map. There does seem to be just a ton of food on this map. You have so many boar, so many deer, and boar deer right here with berries. Very, very, very good amount of food on this map. Now some villagers are actually gathering gold. I'm curious what they're gathering gold here for. The Pro Scout upgrade, maybe? They need 300 gold for that Pro Scout upgrade. And now that after that one little quick run of gold with those villagers, they have been pulled off gold back to food again. They do have that 300 gold they need for the professional scout, and they just hit the 150 wood. There is the professional scout upgrade right there. That is exactly what they were working on. And so now I think we're going to start seeing them gather a bunch of deer all over the map. And the Knights Templar's second TC is going down pretty far away from their main TC, but they are securing boar, berries, and deer. This is just going to be an insane spot to farm food for a really long time in this game with all of these animals around the second TC. The Dark Templar scout making their way into John Cena's base. Looking around a little bit, just having a little peek, see what's going on over here. And these scouts are just hanging out right here. I assume they're waiting for that Pro Scout upgrade, which is almost completed. And then they're going to start running around looking for some deer. Knights Templar just working on getting some wood production up. It looks like their villagers are pretty split right now. They're all going over here to this boar. So they're going to have a really good food production. I'm surprised we don't have, like, some more villagers on wood over here. Usually I stop at like 10 or 12 villagers on food and then get myself to a point where I have like 10 or 15 on wood production to get these military production buildings down. You just do get so much extra food from the villagers on wood, but I do love stacking a ton of villagers on wood in the early game. We are seeing just some normal houses and wooden fortresses go down on the Rus side, and I think these scouts are making their way down here to pick up these deer, and they are. The one deer is already on its way back, and so what's really beautiful about Pro Scouts is once you get these deer back to the TC, your villagers just don't have to go anywhere. Not only is there like no travel time whenever you put the deer fully inside the TC like you see here, but there's also safety under this main TC. So just very well protected food gathering when you move these deer back here to the main TC, and now we can see there's so many deer on the way back. So both players have positioned themselves really, really well for food gathering. This TC just has a ton of food around it, and now the Pro Scouts are bringing back deer for the Rus player. Take a look at the military production. It looks like our Knights Templar player is the first one to get some military production on the field. We're seeing some spears being crafted with an archery range being built as well. Not much for military production out from the Rus player just yet, which is interesting. More scouts doing their thing, working on bringing those deer back to base. And where is... looks like the second deer for the Knights Templar player is over there. And Rus is really well positioned here with this Pro Scout play to just have an insane amount of just very, very safe food. And oh my god, we're getting a fast castle. That's why they're not going for any military production units. They are getting that castle age up immediately, that high trade house. So this is going to produce like 400% of the gold that the hunting cabins produce, giving the Rus player a ton of good gold income from these buildings. And as we can see, they still have 0 villagers on gold. All of their villagers are just working on food and wood production and working on this age up building. And that's just the beauty of these hunting cabins. And now the high trade house is also going to help boost that gold production. Our Knights Templar player now just putting a tower down over the gold with only 1 villager on gold. I am kind of surprised about that. It does look like they are going more for a food and wood build here. So I think they are going to just amass food and wood units, just the spears and the archers. I wonder if our Dark Templar player is going in for Castle Age yet. They do not have nearly enough gold. They have been slacking on their gold production for a little while, just getting a ton of food. They do have the food available for that Castle Age up. And I don't think I've caught any trades here just yet. But I am curious what they're going to use and why they didn't get the Kremlin. How they're going to be trading these resources. Maybe with all of this passive gold production, they're just going to try to buy some resources at a favorable rate. Or maybe with all of the food and wood production, they're just going to try to sell it for some gold. Dark Templar player now working on amassing some more gold for that Castle Age up. As John Cena has entered Castle Age fully. Now beginning work on a monastery. And they do have the warrior monks. The horse archers have already begun to roll out for the Rus player. They're going to be very good at harassing units. They are so mobile. While the pilgrims are now beginning their path, their journey to the sacred site. Walls going down for the Knights Templar player to wall off some of these sections. This is going to help them not be harassed so much from those horse archers that are rolling out, getting close to the base. Horse archers immediately get caught by these archers, and I just realized I forgot to turn the health bars on again. Hold on. Horse archers being chased out of the area by those archers down here, and a pretty big wall going over on this side of the map. I assume they're going to connect this wall to the edge of the map as well, because right now... looks like our Dark Templar player will be able to get around this very, very easily. Horse archers have gotten to a pretty good number now. I think they are going to go back and try and fight these archers. One single scout getting attacked by one single horse archer, while this little raiding party is moving over to Dark Templar's base. Dark Templar has gotten their age up. The Republic of Genoa. So they just unlocked Genoese, which are an anti-infantry ranged unit, while the Rus player is building cavalry. I do question that a little bit. I think maybe I would have gone with the hardened spears here, the heavy spears here. These archers are doing some pretty good damage into those units, but I don't think the Genoese are going to help much here against the horse archers. And somebody just picked up a relic. Yes, the warrior monk picked up that relic, is on their way back to the base. There are 3 relics left on the map. And who has the other one? It looks like the Rus player has already picked up another relic, so they're going to have 2 now. Small little skirmish happening out here on the edge of Dark Templar's base. Several archers fall to these horse archers. Only one horse archer did fall. Units garrisoning inside that outpost to help protect them. And it does look like the Rus player is outnumbering that military over here. All of these scouts just hanging out in the corner. A couple horse archers are getting dangerously close to Dark Templar's base. I think these might have been clicked wrong, because this does look like a fight they are just going to lose immediately. While up here, they're killing all of these deer so that the scouts can steal it. So the pro scouts are going to now try to pick up all of these deer and bring them back to base. And I think our Knights Templar player is going to try to stop this now that they see it. These units are getting into a little bit of a skirmish. I think the horse archers might come out on top here, though. They are chewing up these archers pretty bad, and the horse archers doing their best to protect those scouts in the back that are moving back with all of those deer. This is just going to be a lot of food production here for John Cena as the Rus player, if they can get these scouts through the Knights Templar base. And it does look like they are doing a pretty good job. More horse archers from John Cena have joined the party to help protect these pro scouts. And now we see the spears rolling out to try and kill some of these scouts. So many units are being lost here, but I think most of the scouts are making it past the Knights Templar base to bring this food back to the Rus player. They did a pretty good job of stealing this deer here. Looks like they did lose 2 scouts in that little skirmish, though. But most of the scouts are making it through. And now we're seeing some knights roll out as well for the Rus player. These knights are going to work wonders countering those archers. But the spears have also joined the party. They're going to make it hard for this cavalry to really do a lot of work with those spears in the military for the Knights Templar. A ton of deer did get returned to base with these scouts, though. And this wall has been completed on this side. They did wall it off all the way to the edge of the map. While this scout looks like they're going to go down to that warrior monk. And a little party of spears and archers gathering for the Knights Templar player. And at the bottom of the screen, we can see that the Knights Templar player has actually gathered more resources than our Rus player. And I'm a little bit surprised by that, because I thought that our Rus player would have a lot more resources gathered just for all the deer. But I guess we can see here that all of those deer have been gathered as well. So maybe they're dead even in deer value. A pretty decently sized military gathering here for John Cena as the Rus. While over here, just archers and spears have gathered for the Knights Templar player. This warrior monk working on killing some of those pilgrims, denying some of that extra gold production. And it does look like Rus has successfully locked down on both sacred sites. And now this raiding party moving into the Knights Templar base. We are seeing regular crossbows roll out, not the Genoese, and immediately get taken down by all of these knights and horse archers. The stone villagers are in so much danger. Several of them fall from this raiding party. The horse archers trying to do their best to pick off as many spears as possible. And we need those spears to drop so these knights can get back into the back and start taking out those archers as well. The pro scouts just doing their best to pick up as many of these deer carcasses as possible. Military moving back for the Rus player over to the Knights Templar base. This is going to be a pretty interesting fight. I think both of these players are really close in military value. This is going to be an interesting fight here. It looks like our Rus player has outnumbered the Dark Templar player in military value, not military population, but military value. Several villagers on gold get completely and totally caught out for the Dark Templar player, Knights Templar player. So many of those villagers just fell. The Rus player is up to 11 villagers, but they are being chased out of the territory by all of these spears. They are going to turn around and try to fight, though, as the horse archers are working down some of those spears. The knights do get chewed up a little bit by the spears, but I think the horse archers are going to be able to handle them pretty effectively. Rus player actually taking some pretty heavy losses here, but the reinforcements have showed up. These reinforcements are going to help a lot in this fight, and it looks like all of the spears have fallen now for the Knights Templar. Now that all those spears are dead, those archers are just going to get absolutely chewed up. I don't think we had enough spears here for the Knights Templar player to effectively defend from this attack. Now Rus fully pushing into the Knights Templar base, just absolutely destroying this military. And the Knights Templar player can't do much about it. They are losing a ton of units. They are taking down several of the Rus units as well. But overall, I do think that John Cena is going to come out on top in this fight, as they are fully in control of the front of this base. They have gotten 12 villager kills. Now they're moving over here to kill these villagers on stone, just getting so much damage in, and those knights are just absolutely decimating the archers. And Dark Templar calls it. John Cena wins. Thank you all so much for hanging out. I really appreciate you all watching these videos. It means the world to me. If you do enjoy them, please consider leaving a like or even subscribing, and I hope to see each and every one of you in the next video. Bye!